onto projects. In the main project screen, we can see all active projects immediately. We can also look at completed, archive projects, or we could look at all of them. And we can also change the date that we want to look at projects. So view options and a custom range where we can set dates. We can create a new project from here and assign it to a client, or we can browse those projects that are active. We can toggle just to look at those that I'm working on, or the account handler, project manager is working on. This can be changed here. We can see the value. We can export to Excel, or we can click into a project, start to look over that particular project. So in here, we have a snapshot of the project value. We can see how much budget's been used, how many hours have been used, how much budget has been spent and how much is remaining, and the hourly rate for the project. We can go in and edit the project notes here if we want to. We can edit the entire project up here. And if we scroll down, we can see a financial summary, which shows us in a bit more detail how that budget is made up. So we can see that there's a service adjustment. So the service is adding £550 to the budget on this project. We can have a look at time tracking in a bit more detail. Then we can look at that service cost here. So in this example, a hosting fee has been added, and that's added £550. Importantly, that £550 is ring-fenced and is not available to take in timesheets. Helena's standard budget calculations, just some explains down at the bottom, just to help people to understand how that budget is made up. We can obviously add more services. We could edit this one. Change that, but we'll come to that and then there's a video. Now, if we go to breakdowns, this is where the budget can be broken down into sections within a project. So, for example, you want to allocate some budget to design. So they've got a certain amount of budget or time to work with. We can create a new breakdown here. Put whatever we want to in there. We can choose to allocate the number of hours. So we could say there's 20 hours to work with. That'll work out a value based on the hourly rate for the project. Or we can put in an amount of budget that's available instead. And it tells us how much is remaining on the project there. So let's say we wanted to just use up the remainder of the budget. So that wipes that to 0. And we create that, and we've got a breakdown here where timesheets can be added to for that project. So down here we can see the timesheets that have been added for that project already, and only 2. But obviously when there's a big project and it gets into hundreds or even thousands of timesheet entries, quick search here where we can just quickly find timesheets from a certain user or related to certain areas of work or breakdowns. And that can be exported to Excel for nice, easy analysis and sharing as well. Next section is the stages for payment. So we can see here we've got a deposit payment on that project of £5,000. We could print that off. So print that page where we can either use that, pass that to accounts for invoicing, or that could be sent on to clients and so on. And if we just go back, we could add an additional stage payment. So these could be set up right at the start of the project where a project is broken down into stage payments, or it could be set up on a case-by-case basis as we go along. So design approval has been reached. And maybe there's another 10,000 to invoice. Put that in today's date. Create that. So we've got of other stage payments. So we can just put those in through the project, or as I say at the start, that could be set up as an agreed payment plan with the client. And then from here, we can just print off the project sheet, which could be passed to finance for invoicing. And that also includes a breakdown of what's been invoiced so far and how that project breaks down as well. And that's the projects and project pages